Hello friends and welcome back again to my channel, where we share enchanting children's stories daily. If you love our stories, please show this channel love by hitting the like button, and share our videos, and if this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so as not to miss our subsequent stories. Having said that, now let's get into the story proper. The Tale of the Two Sisters. Once upon a time, two sisters lived in a small village by the sea. Their names were Nala and Zara. They loved each other very much, but they were very different in personality and interests. Nala was adventurous and curious. She liked to explore the world and learn new things. She dreamed of sailing across the ocean and visiting faraway lands. She was always looking for opportunities to go on an adventure. Zara was gentle and kind. She liked to stay at home and help their mother with the chores. She enjoyed cooking, sewing, and gardening. She was content with her simple life in the village. She was always looking for ways to make others happy. One day, a merchant ship arrived at the harbor. It brought many exotic goods and stories from foreign countries. Nala was fascinated by the ship and its crew. She wanted to see what they had brought and hear what they had to say. She begged her mother to let her go to the harbor and check out the ship. "Please, mother, can I go? I promise I'll be back soon. I just want to see the ship and talk to the sailors. Maybe they'll let me join them on their next voyage." "Nala, you know you can't go. It's too dangerous for a young girl like you. The sailors are not trustworthy. They might kidnap you or sell you as a slave. Besides, you have responsibilities here. You have to help me with the housework and take care of your sister." "But mother, I'm bored of this life. I want to see the world and have some fun. I don't want to spend my whole life in this village. There's so much more out there." "Nala, don't be foolish. This is your home and your family. You should be grateful for what you have and not chase after illusions. The world is not as wonderful as you think. It's full of dangers and hardships. You're better off staying here where you're safe and loved." Nala was disappointed by her mother's words, but she knew she couldn't argue with her. She sighed and went back to her chores. Zara saw how unhappy her sister was and felt sorry for her. She wanted to cheer her up and make her smile again. She thought of a way to help her sister fulfill her dream of seeing the world. "Hey, Nala, I have an idea. Why don't we make a map of the world?" "A map? What do you mean?" "Well, we can draw a big piece of paper and divide it into different regions. Then we can fill it with pictures and words of all the places we want to visit. We can use our imagination and creativity to make it as realistic as possible." "What's the point of that? It's not the same as going there." "Maybe not, but it's better than nothing. At least we can pretend that we're traveling and having adventures. We can also learn something new along the way." Nala thought about it for a moment and decided to give it a try. She agreed to make a map with her sister. "Okay, fine, let's do it. But it has to be accurate and detailed. No fantasy or nonsense." Of course. We'll use the books from the library and the stories from the sailors as references." The two sisters got a large piece of paper and some pencils and paints from their mother's workshop. They spread it on the floor of their room and started working on their map. They drew continents and oceans, mountains and rivers, forests and deserts, cities and villages, animals and plants, people and cultures. They spent hours every day on their map, adding more details and colors as they went along. They also made up stories about each place they drew, imagining what it would be like to visit them. They had fun making their map together, laughing and talking as they worked. They forgot about their troubles and worries for a while. Their mother was pleased to see them so happy and busy. She didn't mind that they neglected their chores sometimes. She knew they needed some joy in their lives. She also hoped that their map would satisfy Nala's wanderlust and keep her from leaving home. She didn't want to lose her daughter to the sea. The two sisters continued working on their map for several weeks until they finished it. It was a masterpiece of art and knowledge. It covered every inch of the paper with colorful images and words. It looked like a real map of the world. The two sisters were proud of their creation. They hung it on the wall of their room and admired it every day. They felt like they had seen the world and had some adventures. They were happy and content. One day, the merchant ship returned to the harbor. It was ready to depart for another voyage. Nala heard the news and felt a surge of excitement. She wanted to see the ship again and maybe sneak on board. She thought of her map and how it had made her happy for a while, but it wasn't enough. She still wanted to see the real world and have real adventures. She decided to take a risk and follow her dream. She packed a small bag with some clothes and food and left a note for her mother and sister. She wrote, "Dear Mother and Zara, I'm sorry, but I have to go. I can't stay here any longer. I have to see the world and live my life. I know you love me and want me to be safe, but I can't be happy here. I need to follow my heart and find my destiny. Please don't be angry or sad. I love you too and I'll always remember you. Maybe one day I'll come back and tell you all about my travels. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other, and don't forget about our map. It's our bond and our treasure. Goodbye, Nala." Nala left the note on her bed and sneaked out of the house. She ran to the harbor and hid behind some barrels near the ship. She waited until the sailors were busy loading the cargo and then climbed on board. She found a small space under the deck where she could hide. She hoped no one would find her until the ship was far away from the shore. She was scared but excited. She felt like she was finally free and alive. She looked forward to seeing new places and meeting new people. She wondered what adventures awaited her on the other side of the ocean. She closed her eyes and smiled. Meanwhile, Zara woke up and noticed that her sister was gone. She saw the note on her bed and read it with shock and sadness. She couldn't believe that Nala had left without saying goodbye. She felt betrayed and abandoned by her sister. She ran to her mother and showed her the note. Her mother was also shocked and saddened by Nala's departure. She cried and hugged Zara. They tried to console each other, but they felt a huge hole in their hearts. They missed Nala terribly and wished she would come back soon. They also worried about her safety and well-being. They wondered if she would survive the dangers of the sea and the world. They prayed for her protection and happiness. They hoped she would find what she was looking for and be happy too. They looked at their map on the wall and felt a mix of emotions. They felt proud of their work, but also sad that it had failed to keep Nala at home. They felt happy for their memories, but also lonely for their sister. They felt curious about the places Nala would see, but also fearful of the risks she would face. They felt love for their sister, but also anger at her selfishness. They felt hopeful for their reunion, but also doubtful of its possibility. They felt a lot of things, but mostly they felt lost without Nala. If you love our stories, please show this channel love by hitting the like, share our video, and if this is your first time here, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so as not to miss our subsequent stories. See you again in our next story.